CyclOps project. Together with my colleague, Peio Oiz, we will make a general presentation about the CyclOps project, the data spaces, and then my colleague Peio will go more in detail explaining what we are doing in the framework of the use case. Just to advance, I will start explaining a little bit who we are. So AnySolution is a company located in Mallorca, in the Balearic Islands. So we are working in two main departments, one more related to engineering, in which we have developed our own data-driven platform. And we have another department, which we call innovation strategies. We have the seal of innovative SME from the Ministry of Spain. And we are quite active also participating in European projects. We are working in different fields, but for for today, we will concentrate in tourism, smart cities, smart destinations. And then we have a great background in participating in different networks and initiatives at national, European and international level. We have the vice presidency of Touristec and also the national hub of Gaia X, which is related to tourism and data spaces, and also the vice presidency of Planetic, which is a technological platform in Spain related to TIC. So we are also members of the BDBDA and other networks, as also Iona X, which this is the data space for transport, mobility, and tourism. And working in tourism, we are signatories of the Global Compact of UN Nations and also Glasgow Declaration. We have developed our platform. What we pretend with our platform, with Foreseen, is to transform data into value. And what we are doing in the different EU projects in which we are participating here is just some projects in which we are working. Most of them, all of them related with data, in the field mainly of agri-food and tourism. So we are linking everything with DeployTour. DeployTour is the deployment of the European Tourism Data Space. And next week, we will kick off the deployment of the agriculture data space. So we are linking all the time tourism and agriculture. And of course, we are in the framework of also CyclOps that I will explain later on. Related to DeployTour, DeployTour is the main project nowadays in tourism and data. It has as an aim to develop the trust common European tourism data space. It doesn't start from scratch. So we were also coordinating dates, which was the coordination and support action to set the basis of the European tourism data space. And together with the DSFT, we generate a blueprint that is still available in the website of the DATES project, in which we analyze these governance, technical aspects, and the different use cases. DeployTour is like the second phase. We are now deploying the common European tourism data space. We are a big consortium. We are 43 organizations from 13 countries, and it will run for 3 years. And well, it's funded by the Digital Europe program with a budget around 15.3 million euros. When we are speaking about the deployment of the data spaces, it's important to understand what is a data space. So data space is this public-private ecosystem that enables this voluntary, and I think this is very important, it's a voluntary and secure sharing and governance of data. Also, it's very important to keep the data sovereignty, and when we are discussing about data sovereignty, is to keep the control of what's happening with our data. And then we want to generate value with this data and to generate also different use cases. We are working very hard to define the architecture, but also the governance and regulatory frameworks. And at the end of the project, after these 3 years, we want to generate this interoperable architecture with semantic technologies, connectors, and digital identity. The Common European Data Space, it's a tool for raising awareness about data spaces, data sharing, and also to generate this availability of and discoverability of data. So you know that everybody is mentioning that there exists a huge amount of data, but at the end of the day, when we go in deep to analyze which data is existing, is not always so available. So we have also here to enhance the data interoperability and at semantic and structural level. And we can mention here that we are developing this interoperability framework with other data spaces aligned with the Data Space Support Center. And also what is very important is to define the governance. When we are discussing about data spaces, the governance makes the difference between one data space to another, because the rules and roles that define each data space are completely different. And here interoperability is very important, because what we aim is to generate cross-sector pilots or use cases in order that data coming from different data spaces can interact and can generate this added value. We will generate some services as training, consulting, and mentoring, and also we generate different scenarios for these data spaces. To implement that, the Ploitur is going to implement 5 use cases, 5 pilots, and within the pilots we will develop different use cases. As you see, there is a quite nice geographical coverage, and also the thematics and the typology of destinations in which we are going to work are completely different, in order to ensure the diversity but also the scalability of the solutions that we are going to develop. And aligned with that, it's CyclOps. CyclOps is a project that was funded in the framework of Horizon Europe. It lasts also for 36 months. It has also a quite large budget. It's a research and innovation action with around 9 million euros. We have 24 partners for 11 countries, and we are also spread quite nicely about all over Europe, with big companies, research institutes, SMEs, and associations. And within CyclOps, we are also implementing different pilots. Today, we are going to speak about the pilot related to tourism, the hospitality use case. What is important is that CyclOps it's completely aligned with data spaces. That's why I explained before first what is the European tourism data space, because we are going to be aligned with that. Of course, when we submitted CyclOps, the Ploitur was not approved. That's why you see there the logo of dates. And what is important in CyclOps is to this automatic generation of data processing pipelines. It's from and for data spaces. So the different use cases are working in these impact chains, and then within the CyclOps platform, we are going to help also the different pilots and to test how this platform is going to be implemented through these use cases, in order to ensure the scalability and reusability of this platform to any other domain, any other sector. This is just the big picture of the presentation, and now I give the floor to my colleague Peio. Thank you. He dejado de compartir.
Sorry, my microphone was not working. Good morning, everybody. I will share my screen now. So we are changing the PowerPoint because I will control directly from my side. And I go here. Okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce the context of the project and specifically of our use case. Basically, tourism nowadays is facing pressure to optimize flows, ensure sustainability, and personalized experiences. We are aligned too with European Union priorities. We have asked about different strategies, as Green Deal, ETDS, EMDS, Deploy Tour, and all of that are demanding data-driven and interoperable tourism innovation. And of course, all the context is focused on real-time intelligence and AI personalization, because they are absolutely key. I'm going to explain basically our use case vision, our tourism use case vision that is aligned in the development, the deployment, and the validation. Basically, we integrate tourism mobility and environmental and economic data. We try to transfer this data into actionable real-time decisions. And of course, I repeat that we are absolutely aligned with the data spaces strategies. For us, very important, and in the environment of the CyclOps project, we take absolute advantage of the capabilities of the CyclOps platform. We are going to talk about the different, we have defined different scenarios for our use case. Today, I will focus just in one of these scenarios, that is personalized AI tourism recommendation system. Basically, this case or this prototype introduces research-based AI tourism system designed to bridge tourism interests with available experiences. Through an intelligent recommendation engine, it dynamically delivers highly personalized suggestions, trying to align traveler preferences with real-time tourism offers. Well, these are some other scenarios that we are defining. In fact, sometimes they are secondary for the main scenario that we are defining. But basically, what we want to deploy is knowledge-based creation and creating for smart tourism, feedback analysis and service enhancement, tourism behavior, clustering and trend prediction, carbon footprint and sustainability analysis, multilingual sentiment analysis, and transport demand forecasting. All of these secondary scenarios, of course, that are included too in the scenario that I will show you today.
Peio,
yes.
Can you hear me? Sorry, you are not sharing the speaker presentation, but the presenter one. We are seeing like the opposite screen.
Okay, sorry. Wait. So stop this. No sé por qué se ven dos pantallas. Sorry. Is it okay now? Okay, sorry. Thank you, Monica. So the prototype that we are going to show you today, as I said, it presents and showcase a research-driven AI-powered tourism environment, enabling interaction among diverse stakeholders. We have defined tourists, tourism boards, travel platforms, and data scientists as different stakeholders through an intelligent system that dynamically produces recommendations, predictive reports, and strategic insights based on user intents, okay? The design basically follows to simplify key aspects of CyclOps platform. And so we will ensure the presence of the use case, in this case, a AI-based tourism recommendation, and we focus basically in this concept of human in the loop architecture, because that scientist actively is supervising and validating all the outputs of our prototype. Of course, we are preparing for integrating with data spaces and data lakes and the different layers in future iterations. In fact, the prototype simulates some of these integrations, because nowadays we are in a first iteration, and in the second iteration of the CyclOps project, we will finally implement all these integrations. Okay, so the first thing that we do is, or the workflow of the use case is try to profile, to select the profile that it's used in our prototype. Basically, as I said, data scientists, tourists, tourism board, and travel platform owners. For us, the key profile is data scientists. As you can see in the screen, there is a screenshot of what you are going to see live when I finish with this smaller presentation, where we can select the different profiles. Okay, this prototype is powered by Nadia platform. As Dolores explained, this is one of our main developments, and now we are using the power of this platform in order to create this prototype. Okay, so the next step on the workflow is the intent submission. It will generate travel recommendations about coming from travel interests, or coming from desired strategic goals or analytic tasks from the data scientist, for example. Then we will simulate, because we are not, as I said, in this iteration, we are not fully connected with the different components. So we have simulated some machine steps, and those are sequential processing steps as data ingestion, modeling, and of course the output generation. Users define an objective, for example, a travel interest, and or an analytic task. And so, as I said, the next step is the machine step simulation that emulates sequential AI processing steps. Okay, and then the next step is the recommendation engine response based on the pre-injected knowledge base, and the second step, intent submission. Okay, so it will provide for personalized recommendations for tourism, for predictive reports for tourism boards, for strategic plans for travel platforms, and some analytical pipelines for data scientists. Okay, the next step is the feedback collection. Every output can be evaluated by users, allowing them to provide positive or negative feedback. And the last and very important step is to retrain all the cycle. Okay, for example, if negative feedback exceeds a predefined threshold, the system recommends retraining the model and updates the model version and enters a new improvement cycle. Okay. Focusing on the role of data scientists, as I've said, our aim is to have human in the loop. He or she validate the outputs across the different profiles that are interacting with our prototype, and the data scientists can simulate what tourism are intending, or tourism boards or travel platform owners. Okay, he or she trigger retraining through a structured feedback and maintain the model and stakeholder alignment. Okay, in fact, you can see here another screenshot that I will show you later. As you see, you can start with an analytical task or with a profile simulation, owning this profile, these different profiles, and the data scientist can access a dashboard with different results in order to gather all the data that the prototype is providing. So in a resume, an important defining this role of the data scientist, he or she can simulate other profiles, validate the quality of the recommendations, and analyze system behavior, fully embodying with the human in the loop concept. So this is the research and innovation features of the prototype. Okay, the profile-specific outputs. There are different outputs, and different outputs are generated based on the profile intents, ensuring a realistic multi-stakeholder environment. As I said, tourists, tourism boards, travel platform. It's absolutely feedback-driven. It generates a knowledge-based enrichment because recommendations are enhanced by an internal domain-specific knowledge base without relying on external real-time data. It's a feedback-driven retraining. As I explained, negative feedback triggers model version and upgrades and retrain for an AI/ML operational pipelines. And data scientist operates simulating other profiles, validates the quality of the recommendations, and analyze system behavior. And of course, this prototype is absolutely prepared for next integration. As I said, with the different, of course, that allow easy expansion toward the different data spaces, data lakes, and the integration with the interoperability layer and the different components in the CyclOps platform. So now I remember this topic of this use cases scenario. The title is Personalized AI Tourism Recommendation System, and repeat, it delivers dynamic and highly personalized recommendations that match the user interests, building an AI-based recommendation engine. So now I will link, I hope that it works, I will link with our prototype. Can you confirm, please, that it's working? Yes, you see it. Okay, so here, this is the first step. No? Sorry, so I try to share specifically the screen. A moment, please. Oops. Sorry. Can you see it? No? PowerPoint. Joder. Joder. Just a moment, please. No sé por qué no me deja entrar al Zoom ahora. Okay. Compartir pantalla. A ver. So sorry. Mierda. Okay. Can you see it? Yes? Okay, so as I said, I'm sorry for the inconveniences. Here we can see the different profiles that we can select. The final profile that I will show you is the data scientist, so I will work a little with the different profiles. So in case that I am a tourist, the expected output will be travel recommendation. So here I will introduce, for example, I would like to travel to origin of France. So, well, I will try to start the recommendation process. We are emulating the different machine steps, but now we are contacting with a real AI model. Okay, so it will give in some seconds, I hope, response. Here there is the recommendation where travel can find different information about weather, transportation, attraction, mobility considerations, bookings. I can refine this search, saying, for example, I would like to focus on gastronomy. Please share restaurant information. So I will receive another new recommendation. It's working live, so it's a little, it goes a little slow, but I hope it works. Here it is, and so we have much more accurate information. Okay, so important, we can feedback on recommendation, so we can say it's good or bad recommendation. For example, I will say that it is bad, and I can say that it's too generic, not personalized, or whatever, or for example, incorrect information. Okay, so I can submit this negative feedback. It's recorded. So I will back to the main page, and now I will be a tourism board representative. And for example, I will look for a forecast of the, or for example, I will find trends for rural accommodation in this region, France, and I will start a new analysis. It will generate a report that has to be helpful for the tourism board. Okay, so here is our proposal. Okay, so as a short executive summary, introduction, trend forecast, and some advices, conclusions, reference, etc. So I can again feedback this report. I will say that this is good. So now I will get this profile, the travel platform profile. For example, I would like to know about better segmentation for Gen Z travelers in CERN. So destination. a little bit slow, but here it is. For example, it introduces the target segmentation, personalization recommendations, potential channels, KPIs, timeline for deployment. I will give another feedback again. For example, I will say that it's not customer-centric. Okay, so I can ask for different things. For example, a marketing plan, or for example, some digital engagement strategies, whatever. Okay, so I will go back again to the index. So I have received some information from these different profiles, but as a data scientist, for example, I can emulate those profiles. I can say, okay, I will train, I would like to simulate recommendations, reports, or strategy based on these profiles. For example, I will get again a travel platform profile, and I will describe need. Now, for example, I would want to check if it's correct the answer or not for for example, a marketing strategy in a destination focused on China's travelers. So it makes the same process of the different profiles, but simulating, or not simulating, getting this profile from the data scientist side. Okay. So here it is, the output. It talks about target segmentation, personalization recommendations, potential channels, key performance indicators, and timeline for deployment. Okay, and so again, I can give my feedback. For example, I can say that it's bad and it's not professional. So I'm submitting different feedback that it will get in the in our own system, and then in the dashboard we will manage it. Here we have another tag that is an analytical task. For example, I have some predefined tasks, or I can directly describe a custom analytical task. For example, I will get this one, forecast for tourism arrivals, and now I will start the machine simulation. So here, for example, we can see information about data sources, data pre-processing, what do we have to do, and here we have the different recommendations, modeling techniques, training cycles, evaluation metrics, expected outcomes, etc. I say that it's good, and so now I can go, for example, to the dashboard, where I will find all the feedback. Okay. We have implemented something here. We are seeing that all the main feedback is positive, but we have established a threshold that says that, for example, if more than 50%, no, sorry, it's appearing here. The warning appears, negative feedback rate is 29.4%, so the retraining is recommended. I could filter by profiles too, and see the different feedback from the different profiles. And for example, this one is from data scientists. So I can download the feedback JSON file, and of course I can retrain the model, taking care of this recommendation. Okay, so and it will generate a system update with a new version for the model. Okay, so this is the real prototype where we are working on. As I said, this is a first prototype included in the first iteration of the CyclOps project. And the next step is to integrate with the different components that are being developed nowadays. Do you have any question about this? Yes, Andres is asking what does it mean retraining. Yeah, when we are connecting with the platform, there is it's important that data scientist performs the retraining, because we have to say we have to implement some recommendation based on the experience. So our prototype tries to give a real environment in order to get recommendation reports, whatever. And so the data scientist analyzes what is happening with the system, so he can introduce more information in the knowledge base layer. It can provide feedback about the different AOPs or MLOPs in order to have an accurate and a good response of the project, of the use of the prototype of the platform that we are implementing.
Yeah, I was wondering, because of this simple feedback, retraining with enriching the knowledge base means, in my naive terms, getting more information from outside. But this is there is a, let's say, according to the let's say a negative feedback, then some flags are set. This context or this is not okay, or I think is this meant with retraining?
Yeah, no, we are emulating the training. So what we have to do is to work with the JSON, the generated JSON, and so try to implement all the steps to retrain the system. So we will have to renew or integrate more accurate data in the system, and so we have to work with that JSON. This is, as I said, this is the first step of our prototype, and we are trying to figure out what is happening with that, and what are we receiving, and how do we have to work with the different elements that we provide. Of course, that the next step for the data scientist is to, when I say to retrain, is to tackle the different elements in the CyclOps platform in order to give a very much more accurate result. Okay.
May I ask on occasion another question, even difficult to ask at all, about the original training? How many data did you retrieve? How long did it last to do the initial training until you said internally, oh, that's a version 1, a good version 1 for us? Yeah.
Well, we have created our own IKB. Okay, we have introduced some travel platform data, a lot of point of interest, some different user profiles, and well, we are working with that. Of course, we are now in this demo. We are using external data too, but the aim of the CyclOps platform is to generate its own knowledge base, and we want to enrich this knowledge base. And what is this is what our partners are providing. We are connecting with different data spaces. We are connecting with UNIX, for example. We are connecting with this private data, anonymized, of course, from Aboris, from APIDAE, from our partners, and we are enriching this knowledge base in order to give an accurate result. Okay.
And can you say a number about the effort was needed to put it 10,000 months, 100,000 months, just to get an idea how really intensive is setting it up? Yeah.
Think that our partners and AnySolution too, we have a large experience working on our project. And for example, we have a very important travel platform as Aboris that provide us with a lot of information about bookings. We have a lot of information about points of interest. We have different knowledge bases about different reports on sustainability, on destination management, and this is what we are implementing in our own knowledge base. And of course, when we interact we are fully integrated with the CyclOps platform. We are accessing the interoperability layer in order to connect with all the data spaces that are providing a lot of information, and other projects, of course. The Peio Tour, as you know, very good. The Peio Tour will be a very good provider for all this kind of information. But I would like to focus on the profile of the data scientist, because he or she is the person in charge of getting this data, this valuable data, and introduce into the workflow.
Good, thanks.
Thank you, Andreas.
I think it's important to mention that for the use case, AnySolution is not working alone. So we are working here with UNIX, with Aboris that we have here, Flor. We are working with APIDAE, and of course with UNIX. So it's not a single partner that is implementing all these activities.
Yes. Yes, as I'm saying, our partners, for example, Aboris has a very huge amount of information about bookings from their customers. UNIX is not the UNIX data space. UNIX is linked with some other providers as SNF, as Renault, as of course with APIDAE, with Amadeus too. So they are providing us or the aim is to get the data from this data space, and not only UNIX. The interoperability layer will give access to the different data spaces that we have mentioned. Any other question? So I think in the chat there are some. Okay, so we will continue with the presentation, or closing the presentation. Dolores, if you can share again. Yep. Que no puedes compartir. Ah. Well, here you are our contact info from Dolores and mine. Okay, you can email us with any other question. And well, just we would like to thank to the next slide, please. To give a special thanks with the partners involved in the use case and prototype development, especially Flor from Aboris, Jonathan and Clemens from IONAX, and Claudia from Apidae. And well, so very special thanks to Monica, who is coordinating the CyclOps project, and all the partners involved in the project. So if there is no any other question, we will close here the presentation. Thank you to everybody for attending this seminar, and we will get together again shortly, sure.